Welcome to the F4 United States Championship, presented this weekend by the Most Sport Karting Center, as we're here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park as part of the Labor Day weekend sprints. Hi everybody, my name's John Fippin, the spokesman for the series, and I'm here to introduce the 6 starters for this third race of the weekend and our 11th round on the season. Starting outside of row 3 is car number 54, Lincoln Day, out of Wilson, Wyoming, for MLT Motorsport. Next to him, car 13, Barrett Wolf from Las Vegas, Nevada, for Crosslink Kiwi Motorsports. In row 2 on the outside, car 46, Connor Roberts from LaGrange, Georgia, sponsored by ApexSpeed.com and Entropy Sellers for Team Roberts Racing. Next to him, the series points leader coming into this round, car 15, Nicolas Stati, out of Dalkeith, Australia, sponsored by AGI Sport for Crosslink Kiwi Motorsports. And on the front row, on the outside, car number 41, Alex Crosbie from Invercargill, New Zealand, for Crosslink Kiwi. And our pole sitter and 2-time winner on the weekend so far, car number 24, Daniel Quimby, out of Sydney, Australia, sponsored by Cruise America, MIR Raceline, Fuji Airwaves, and Galvanize Insurance. He also drives for Crosslink Kiwi Motorsport. The field nicely formed up as they come out of the last turn and head for the start line. Watching the starter for this rolling start. There's the green and we are away. Daniel Quimby gets a good jump in that red number 24 right alongside the 41 of Alex Crosbie. But look at Nicolas Stati sweep around the outside down into turn 1, and he'll take over that second spot. We ride with 4th place Connor Roberts as he's coming under a challenge from Barrett Wolf in the 13 on the inside down into that very daunting turn number 2. Looks like Roberts going to be able to hold him off. He goes just a little bit wide at the exit, but he's going to hang on to that spot. You can see the top 3 in front. Sorry about the camera on Roberts' car, just a little out of focus, but let's move forward to Nicolas Stati running in the second spot, putting the chase on our pole sitter Daniel Quimby. Down into the historic Moss hairpin, this double apex right-hander, as they diamond that corner and then come onto the long back straightaway known as the Mario Andretti straightaway. Anything but straight as it undulates its way through the woods, trees on either side of the racecourse as they reach maximum velocity, heading down toward the S's, starting at turn number 8. Stati not making much of an impression on Daniel Quimby as they come down into turn 8 for the first time. Line astern they are. We ride once again with Connor Roberts as he gives chase down into turn number 9, then a quick change of direction into turn 10, which leads on to the start-finish straightaway. That's the end of lap 1. Daniel Quimby out in front, as he has been most of the weekend, but Nicolas Stati trying to minimize the damage as he has seen his points lead gradually evaporate over the course of the weekend. Stati has finished 2nd and 4th so far in the 2 races this weekend. That 4th place finish in round number 2, only the 2nd time all season that Stati has finished off the podium. We ride now with Lincoln Day at the tail end of the field right now in that number 54 MLT Motorsports car as he makes it through turn number 3, the Quebec corner. Then an uphill run under the Chevrolet bridge as they head back downhill through turn number 4. The left-hander setting up for the Moss hairpin. Day hitting his marks beautifully as he comes into the second half of that hairpin and then on to the straightaway. Forward now to our 2nd place runner, Nicolas Stati, as he continues to put the chase on Daniel Quimby. Stati from Dalkeith, Australia. Quimby from Sydney, Australia. So those 2 countrymen battling for the top spot. And look at that battle for 3rd. Alex Crosbie, the New Zealander, coming under serious pressure now from Connor Roberts, as Crosbie has fallen back from the top 2 just a little bit. And Connor Roberts right on his gearbox as they come through turn number 10 and onto the front straightaway. Both of them right out to the edge of the gator's teeth as they take that straightaway. And then the track plunges downhill into this very daunting right-hander at turn number 1. Under one of the Chevy bridges, then into turn number 2. Stati still trying to keep the pressure on. Daniel Quimby out in front. Exiting Quebec corner up under the Chevrolet bridge and back downhill to this heroic racetrack as they work their way through the Moss corner once again. Stati looks to be making a little ground, perhaps, on Daniel Quimby in this early stage of the race. You can hear the roar of the Ligier Storm pushrod V4 power plant. A very unusual, very throaty exhaust note. Very different from the high-revving inline four-cylinder engines that we're used to hearing in cars in this class of racing. There's Quimby, then Stati, then Crosbie. Day right behind him. Then a little further back, Barrett Wolf, with Lincoln Day bringing up the rear. As we follow our leader, Daniel Quimby, taking advantage of the opportunity he had earlier in the season. His Atlantic Racing team, based in Nova Scotia, had the prescience to bring this youngster here to the track earlier in the season in May to do a club race here, and gave him an opportunity to experience this racetrack in this car in both dry and damp conditions, and that has definitely paid benefits, as Quimby has been the man to beat all weekend long, setting the fast lap for the pole as well as the win in both races so far this weekend. Trying to make it a clean sweep is the number 24 of Daniel Quimby, as he shifts through the gears on the Andretti straightaway, trying to stretch his advantage over second place Nicolas Stati. Beautiful weather here today. You can see just some wispy clouds up above as Quimby stretches his advantage. But look, all of a sudden, Alex Crosbie putting pressure on our points leader, Nicolas Stati, and right behind him is Connor Roberts. A great three-way battle for second spot now, as they've come together, running nose to tail under the Michelin Bridge at start-finish, as they plunge down into turn number 1. Roberts goes a little wide at the exit of 1. That's going to cost him some ground and give just a little bit of breathing room to the third place, Alex Crosbie. That downhill run through turn number 2, and then quickly changing direction into turn 3 at Quebec Corner. Connor Roberts recovering from that little miscue at the exit of turn 1, and quickly closing once again on the back of second place running Alex Crosbie. Crosbie really on putting the pressure on the points leader, Nicolas Stati, as they exit turn 5, the Moss Corner, and work their way along the Andretti straightaway once again, under the WeatherTech sign and blasting through the woods on either side of the racetrack. Quimby out in front into turn 8. The three-way battle for second is a dandy. Stati trying to hang on to that second spot as Quimby gradually checks out in front. Stati having to drive in his mirrors to try to keep his two competitors behind him. Quimby, then the 15 of Stati, then the 41 of Crosbie, finally the 46 of Connor Roberts. This time Crosbie goes a little wide, and that opens the door for Roberts to pounce, and he does it. Roberts side by side with Crosbie as they come down the hill. Stati getting away just a bit. They're still side by side, giving each other racing room. It's exactly what our race director, Scott Goodyear, instructs these youngsters to do, is to be situationally aware, give each other room. And that's exactly what they did as Connor Roberts moves up a spot onto the podium. Still in the early stages here, as Roberts climbs the hill now, and he begins to close down on the points leader, Nicolas Stati. Quimby is gone at the front. This battle is for the rest of the podium positions. Connor Roberts notching his first win on the season in round 8 at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and has backed that up this weekend with a third and a second. Connors gets just a little squirrely as he turns in there at turn number 8. But for the first time in a couple laps, it looks like Nicolas Stati with just a little bit of breathing room as they exit turn 10 and cross under the Michelin Bridge at the start-finish line. So Quimby, your leader, Stati in second, Roberts in third. Alex Crosbie dropping back just off the podium positions in that 4th position. As we ride with Connor Roberts as he gives chase. A little brake lock up there from Nicolas Stati as he enters Quebec corner. That momentum costs him some of the advantage that he had built up. Roberts looking to pounce now down into turn 4 as they get on the binders for the double apex right-hander at Moss. Roberts is right there as Stati struggling perhaps just a little bit. Roberts tucks into the draft. A little flash of flame out of the exhaust as Stati up shifts. Here goes Roberts pulling alongside as they head down toward turn number 8. A very high-speed right-hander as we switch views to Nicolas Stati now as he guards that inside line, but Roberts hangs tough around the outside. Roberts has the position. Can Stati do the over-under at turn number 9? He cannot. Connor Roberts up to 2nd spot now as our points leader, Nicolas Stati, drops back to 3rd. There's Roberts in the 46, Stati right behind him. And then a little bigger gap back to Alex Crosbie in that 4th position. Let's see if Stati can repay the favor now as they head downhill into turn number 2. A double apex left-hander right out to the edge and then over to driver's left as they approach the Quebec corner. Once again, clipping the apex nicely is Nicolas Stati. Downhill through turn 4 into Moss once again. Roberts' car wiggling just a bit under acceleration as he tries to get the power down. And onto the Andretti straightaway once again goes Nicolas Stati. Meanwhile, Quimby continues to stretch his advantage over Connor Roberts, then Nicolas Stati, then Alex Crosbie. Barrett Wolf and Lincoln Day falling off the back of this battle. For 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, look to be about equally spaced at this point in the race. Ride once again with Nicolas Stati as he tries to give chase and retake that 2nd position from Connor Roberts. There's Lincoln Day bringing up the rear of this field in the number 54, the Wyoming native, racing for MLT Motorsports, making a foray into open wheel racing this season, one of our new teams in the championship. MLT well known for their sports car efforts, but branching out into single-seater racing here in the F4 United States Championship. And once again, thanks to the Mosport Karting Center for being our presenting sponsor here this weekend. All part of the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park Labor Day weekend sprints. Alex Crosbie looks a bit resurgent as he is now closing down on Nicolas Stati. Stati running in that 3rd spot. He finished 2nd in race number 1 this weekend, but fell back to 4th in race number 2. And Stati in danger of doing that again here in this final race of the weekend as Quimby goes a little wide at the exit of turn 1. That compromises his entry for turn 2 just a little bit. And that's going to cost him just a little bit of time, but he gets it back underway as he exits turn 2 and then into Quebec corner, turn number 3. This being the 3rd race of the weekend, these Hankook slicks and their management become the most important perhaps all weekend, as these drivers, each car only has 2 full sets of tires that have to last from qualifying through the 3 races. So by the time you get to race number 3, tire management is really a factor for these drivers. It's a warm day. You can see the bright sunshine on the racetrack. Of course, at this part of the track, lots of shade from the trees aligning the racetrack on either side. But much of the track baking under the sun creates tire management issues for all of these teams. Connor Roberts appears to be comfortable in that second spot, but look at this battle for third as Alex Crosbie, the New Zealander, has caught up to Nicolas Stati and is putting the pressure on for that final step on the podium. Roberts once again nice and clean, maybe a little bit too wide at the exit, but no harm, no foul, as he drops a couple wheels over the curb. As long as those right side tires are still inside the edge of the track, no penalty is assessed for exceeding track limits. Roberts up the hill under the Chevrolet bridge, then plunging downhill once again. So much vertical, so much uphill and downhill in this racetrack, taking beautiful advantage of the natural terrain here at this race course, just about an hour east of the city of Toronto. Go back to Nicolas Stati and look to his left. There comes Alex Crosbie in the number 41. A braking duel down into turn number 8. Stati hangs tough and gives Crosbie room as they exit turn 8 and 9, now into turn number 10. Crosbie, though, gets a good run. Is he going to pull alongside? Stati moves over to impede his progress as much as he can, and then retakes his racing line down into turn number 1. But it looks like it's only a matter of time for Crosbie, as he appears to have the faster car at the moment. Down the hill they plunge. These TV camera images don't do justice to the steepness of these hills here that these drivers are having to contend with as they exit Quebec Corner. Stati clipping the first apex at Moss, then the second, right out to the edge as he tries to get the power down just as quickly as he can. You see him checking his mirrors on his left as Alex Crosbie is going to have another go at him, I'm sure. Quimby and Connor Roberts already by. Once again, Crosbie looking to set up Stati for that pass as they exit turn 8 into turn 9. Still line astern. Out of turn 10 and toward the first turn once again. Stati, the points leader, feeling the pressure from behind by the New Zealander Alex Crosbie. Their teammates on the Crosslink Kiwi team. Daniel Quimby out in front, racing for the Nova Scotia-based Atlantic Racing Team. Stati into turn 4 and then makes the uphill turn into the first apex at Moss. Once again, you can see Stati checking his mirrors on the left as the pressure coming from Alex Crosbie. There's Crosbie, right on schedule. Stati late on the brakes into turn number 8. The highest speed of these S's, they get gradually tighter as Stati comes into turn 10. And it sounds like he missed a downshift. You can hear that engine lugging as he's trying to get the power down. And there goes Crosbie, taking advantage of that mistake. And he takes over the spot. Stati back to 4th now. That's just where he finished at the end of round 2. Stati trying to hang on to the back of Alex Crosbie as they work their way through Quebec Corner. Both hard on the brakes into Moss. Crosbie being a little defensive there. He doesn't want to open that inside line into that second apex of turn 5. So let's see if Stati can repay the favor here, get a nice run, closing up on the back of Alex Crosbie. Right in the draft as they come under the Canadian Tire Bridge into turn 8. Flat as they make that turn in, and then a downshift and off the throttle as they scrub off speed, and then into the much tighter turn 9 and an equally tight turn 10, leading back onto the front straightaway. Crosbie doing his job to keep that points leader behind him and close that points battle. Crosbie entering this weekend 4th in the points, still very much in the hunt for the championship. He's only half a point behind Connor Roberts as we started this race. After this weekend, we'll have 3 more races at the season finale at Circuit of the Americas at the end of October. And this championship's going to go right down to the final race of the year, as it's been tight all season long. As we've raced at Road America, at my home track at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and this our 4th venue here, as the first time these cars have been at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park since 2017. As we raced up here with the first generation F4 car, but this brand new second generation car debuted this year. Stati getting a good run on Crosbie down into turn 8. He's going to stay single file and see if he can pressure Crosbie into a mistake, much as he made at the exit of 9 and into 10 a couple laps ago, which gave Crosbie the opportunity to move around him. Stati keeps the pressure on as they plunge down into turn number 1. At the bottom of the hill at the exit of 2, sharply uphill into turn 3. They continue the climb to the bridge and then drops away once again down into the fully flat number 4, turn 4. As Stati once again right on the gearbox of Alex Crosbie as they exit Moss. He's as close as he's been. This might be the opportunity. Stati tucks into the draft, using as much of that aerodynamic advantage as possible. Now he drifts off to the left. He's got a wheel alongside. Crosbie can see him now. They're side by side into 8. It'll be a braking duel. Stati doing the lift, maintains a good roll speed through turn 8 and retakes the position as Nicolas Stati back up into 3rd spot, as these two battle for the final step on the podium. Stati back to 3rd, Crosbie right on his gearbox as they plunge down turn number 1. Stati, a 3-time winner on the season so far, 5 other podiums, and a perfect record of points-paying finishes, the only driver to have a perfect record of points-paying finishes so far this season. But like we said, the final race at New Jersey and race number 2 here this weekend, the only 2 times Stati has not been on the podium. And that has seen his points lead shrink, as Daniel Quimby has been imperious this weekend. No one's been able to touch him. Connor Roberts keeping him honest in that 2nd spot. But then the battle for 3rd, still waiting as they pop up side by side into turn number 8. Crosby's going to have a go at him again, as Quimby, then Roberts. Riding with Connor Roberts now as he crests the hill and then plunges back down into turn number 2. Roberts, as we mentioned, notched his first win on the season in round 8 at New Jersey Motorsports Park. He started out the season strong with 3 podiums at Road America, was shut off the podium at Mid-Ohio, and then has had a 3rd and a 2nd here so far this weekend, looking to make it a clean sweep of podium finishes. At the moment, doesn't look like he's got anything for Daniel Quimby for that top step. He's 25 points behind Quimby in the points battle. We use the FIA standard points table with 25 for a win, 18 for 2nd, 15 for 3rd, down to a single point for 10th place. Nicolas Stati feeling the pressure from behind as Alex Crosbie is right there. And once again, Crosbie pulls alongside. He's got just about a full car width in front. Gives Stati room on the inside, but retakes that position. Stati's going to take it back, though, as he stays strong at the exit of turn 9 and maintains the inside line into turn 10. Stati hanging on to that 3rd spot, as these two have swapped that position a couple times already, as this battle for the final step on the podium. Stati with his hands full as he tips it into turn number 3. The long right-hander at Quebec. Back uphill. And then down into the left-hander at turn 4. Stati once again into the Moss hairpin. Meanwhile, Quimby out in front. Connor Roberts in 2nd. And then a big gap back to this 3rd place battle, as we wait for them to pop back into view. There it is. Stati and Crosbie so close. As they climb up over the hill, it looks like one car. They're just mirror images of one another. Stati down into turn 10 once again. Quimby and Roberts, with whom we ride, well out in front of that 3rd place battle. Quimby with the Atlantic Racing Team. Roberts along with Stati and Crosbie with Crosslink Kiwi. Connor Roberts doing a great job maintaining the gap to Daniel Quimby. But Quimby has really been untouchable all weekend long after setting the pole, and looks to be on his way to sweeping the weekend. As you can see, no pressure whatsoever for the youngest driver in the field, approaching his 16th birthday. You can see the tire wear on that left front tire, which takes a beating here at this racetrack. There's a couple high-speed left-hand turns. As with any clockwise racetrack, there are more right-hand than left-hand turns, and that outside front tire definitely pays the price, but no issues at this point after they've had a chance to work the graining off of that tire, and now it looks great. As Quimby under the Canadian Tire bridge, looking for win number 3 on the weekend, and by my unofficial math could close down to single digits to Nicolas Stati as we head into our final 3 races of the year. as the white flag is in the air for Daniel Quimby. 1 lap to go. Connor Roberts looking for his second consecutive second-place finish. He started the weekend with a third, moved up to second in round 2, and now for the final of the weekend, it looks like another second-place finish for Connor Roberts. And he will close the gap to Nicolas Stati as well. Roberts currently third in the points, 25 behind Daniel Quimby. Quimby's going to stretch that a little larger, the gap between himself and Connor Roberts, but the gap to the points leader, Nicolas Stati, like we say, is down into the single digits now as we head into Circuit of the Americas in about 2 months' time. Quimby on his final lap. No pressure from behind as he makes it through the Andretti straightaway for the last time at speed. Approaching the S's. The checkered flag awaits as Daniel Quimby taking advantage of that extra track time here in May, and he has dominated this weekend. Setting the pole in qualifying, winning all 3 races is Daniel Quimby. And that points battle is going to go right down to the wire as he pulls off to the right to salute his team, as does Connor Roberts. And now for the third place battle, as we wait for Nicolas Stati and Alex Crosbie. Side by side nearly as they come through turn number 10, but Stati's going to hold him off. Stati will take that third place after a race-long battle with Alex Crosbie for the final step on the podium.
Woods top as he looks to pull off the sweep. Again, a reminder of the NASCAR.
So, Quimby, the winner of this race, how's it feel?
Yeah, awesome weekend. Team's done a really great job with the car. Can't thank my sponsors, Motorhome Republic, Fiji Airways, Galvanized, MIR Raceline, Cruise America, and F4 for holding a great championship.
So, I hate to say a boring race because you still got to hit all your marks, but after the first lap, you really got a gap.
Yeah, me and the team talked about it. We had old tyres, and Connor was going to be on some new tyres, so we knew he was going to be quick. We wanted to build that gap pretty quickly, and yeah, manage my tyres from there, and yeah, pretty good race.
Now, Stati, you were the race to watch out there. How was it? You were the only ones out there mixing it up.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. Crosbie kept me on my toes. Credit to him, he left me enough room. Really good racing between the two of us.
Connor Roberts, you were closing, just not enough time, huh?
Yeah, it was, great job to Daniel. He was fast all weekend. I just really didn't have the track position at the start of the race to really make the ground up, so I lost a little bit too much fighting with Nicolas and Alex. And so, yeah, we showed good pace in the final stages of the race and especially in the middle, but the gap was just too large to close.
So tire strategy, did you go out on stickers?
I did. I was the only car on stickers in the front 2 rows, I believe. And so it really did make an impact. It was a little bit hard to get started in the beginning of the race, but as soon as they came in, their tires started to go away and mine started to come in, and by then it was really case closed for second.
In race 3, he's position 3 from Dalkeith, Australia, Nicolas Stati. Come here, Nicolas. All right, what a battle you had there. You're sweating a little bit here. Everybody else is a little chilly, but you're sweating. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, credit to Crosbie. We had a hard race with each other. He left me racing room, and both came out with no crash cars.
That's how we like it. They look pretty good here. Tell us a little bit about your weekend. It was a good weekend. You had second place there in race number 1. Little hiccup in race 2, but overall, how was your weekend?
Yeah, race 1 was quite good. Had some solid pace. Race 2 sort of fell away. The brakes were dragging on the brake disc, and we lost 10 kilometers an hour down the main straight. And yeah, it was kept on locking up the tires, so not great in race 2, but managed to sort of recover in race 3.
All right, well, before we put you P3 here for this one, the folks you'd like to thank.
Yeah, AGI, Crosslink Kiwi. I'd like to thank Isaac, my engineer, Taylor, my mechanic, Adam, the team boss, and my dad for his help getting me here.
Excellent. We'll put you P3. That's Nicolas Stati. Let's hear it for him. Now, coming from a 4th place starting position, we have representing Team Roberts Racing and Apex Speed and Entropy Sellers from LaGrange, Georgia, Connor Roberts. Come up here, Connor. So I had to check my notes there for a second. In the span of 2 laps, you made up 2 positions. What happened from 4th to 2nd?
First lap was really difficult, just trying to get the tires to come in. We started on stickers, so I had a little bit harder of an outlap pace lap. You know, we just had a lot of pace, and I could really drive the car wherever I wanted to try to make the overtakes. It really opened up a lot of opportunities in some corners that you wouldn't really think about, turn 1 and 2. And yeah, we made a good tire decision, and we had some good pace to show for it.
It was looking great there. We thought you might have something for Daniel, but it was a good race for you. Some folks you'd like to thank.
Yeah, ApexSpeed.com, Entropy Sellers, Team Roberts Racing, my mother, my father, and Tom. You know, they really make it possible for me to be out here and race.
It's your 3rd time being on the podium here. First race was P3, P2 again, and P2 here in race 3. Congratulations, Connor Roberts.
Thank you.
All right, and we have a common number here for this gentleman from, hang on, I got it here. He's from Sydney, Australia, representing the Atlanta Racing Team, Cruise America, MIR Raceline, Fiji Airways, and Galvanize Insurance. It's Daniel Quimby. Daniel, that was quite a show you put on this weekend. You know, clicking off some of your fastest laps of the race there in the last few laps. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, Connor and Nick, everyone was pretty quick this weekend, but yeah, Atlantic's done a great job. Car's been awesome. Yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Motorhome Republic, Fiji Airways, Cruise America, MIR Raceline, yeah, Hankook, F4. Great track, hope we come back next year. And yeah, Mum, Dad, the sacrifices they make for me to come over here to races, yeah.
So, was there any radio traffic from your team kind of giving you some awareness of where you were in the gap?
Yeah, we knew Connor was quick, so yeah, at the end I had to respond a little bit, but yeah, managing my tyres so we could do that at the end of the race, which was really good.
All right, well, we've got the first place trophy here for you as well. Let's get up and get a photo, but I think we also have a special device around the corner there. Not that one, but the special kind of honorary for what that was. There it is. There's your sweep of the weekend. That is Daniel Quimby.
Sure to check out the Canadian Tire booth in the CTMP Marketplace today.
We're celebrating Radford Racing here, this first group of hats we're going to do. Radford Racing is a place for many of these drivers learn their skills. So we'll hear it for Radford Racing.
So cars